Well, what's going on right now is the fact that crime scene investigators are combing the Pulse nightclub for every piece of forensic evidence they can find. Meantime, the people of this community are banding together, doing what they can to help each other. And if you listen to the mayor, Buddy Dyer, this morning, and Florida Governor Rick Scott, they are adamant that while the faith of this community may have been shaken, it has not been broken.
We will not be defined by the act of a cowardly hater. We will be defined by how we respond, how we treat each other, and this community has already stepped up to do that.
This is a wonderful community we live in. This is a wonderful state. We are the best melting pot in the world. We have 20 million people who live here. We'll have over 100 million people to come visit here because it's a wonderful place to both live and visit. We're going to continue to work hard to take care of these families and make sure we try to get this community back and the state back to work as quickly as we can. But right now, it's time to grieve for each family member that either lost a loved one or still has somebody in a hospital injured.
And helping those grieving families is certainly paramount. You heard that President Obama a little earlier today was talking about the fact that this is a case of homegrown extremism. But you talk to the people in this community, and especially members of the LGBT community, they'll say they don't want it to be lost that this was a hate crime. I had a chance to speak one-on-one with the state's Attorney General, Pam Bondi, and she said, regardless of whatever label you put on it, we will not be put in a position where we have to live in fear.
They want us to live in fear. They want us to live in terror. They want us to lock ourselves in our homes, and that's not what we're going to do. We're Americans.
We have team coverage here on Channel 4. Jennifer Waugh is covering the story involving the victims. Some compelling stories coming out there. We talked about the fact that this community is banding together. Ashley Harding's going to talk about the blood drives that are going on 120 miles away from Orlando in your hometown of Jacksonville. But we start with CNN's Scott McLean, who is here in Orlando.
Officials have now identified all but one of the 49 victims here in Orlando. 34 have been publicly identified. These people were gunned down when a man who pledged allegiance to ISIS walked into a popular gay nightclub just a block from here and started shooting. The ex-wife of Omar Mateen, the man who carried out the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history, is speaking out.
He was mentally unstable and mentally ill. That's the only explanation that I could give.
Investigators say 29-year-old Mateen opened fire inside a gay nightclub in Orlando. He took some club goers hostage for hours before a SWAT team broke down the door and shot him. Some of the club's entertainers hid in a dressing room. They crawled out of the building when police removed the air conditioning unit. Another person said she survived by hiding in the bathroom, covering herself with dead bodies. For some families still waiting for word on their loved one's fate, the hours are passing slowly.
You really can't describe it. I mean, you really can't, especially all the waiting to find out if your son's okay.
20 minutes into the shooting rampage, a U.S. official says Mateen called 911, pledging allegiance to ISIS and mentioning the Boston bombers. So far, there's been no claim of responsibility for the shooting in online jihadi forums.
We have to go after these terrorist organizations and hit them hard. We have to counter extremism. But we also have to make sure that it is not easy for somebody who decides they want to harm people in this country to be able to obtain weapons.
Hours after the shooting, President Obama ordered flags to half-staff, where they'll remain until Thursday.
As a country, we will be there for the people of Orlando today, tomorrow, and for all the days to come.
Now, Mateen's father, Sadiq, spoke out about this afternoon, calling his son's actions an act of terror. He condemning them and saying had he have known beforehand, he would have called the FBI himself. Reporting in Orlando, Florida, I'm Scott McLean.
Thank you, Scott. The family, Omar Mateen's family, has been very apologetic. For the victims, there are some very anxious moments because there are still families who don't know whether their loved ones survived that shooting that broke out at 2 a.m. on a Sunday morning at the Pulse nightclub. Channel 4's Jennifer Waugh has that part of this still developing story.
Yeah, we are gathering information certainly about those lives lost, Bruce. A barista, a bouncer, an accountant. They are among the dead, and while different in so many ways, they have one thing in common. They lost their lives in the deadliest mass shooting in the United States. Among those who were killed, Daryl Roman Burt, who lived here in Jacksonville at one point in an apartment on the north side. We're gathering more details about him. And also a Jacksonville man is among the wounded. Rodney Sumter played football at JU. His friends and family are now sending him prayers on Facebook as he recovers in the hospital in Orlando. We have also learned that 34-year-old Edward Sotomayor died early Sunday morning. He worked as a travel planner. He was from Sarasota. He loved planning cruises, making new friends, and wearing black hats. In fact, so much so that his nickname was Top Hat Eddie. The youngest person killed was just 20 years old. This is his picture. This is Luis Omar Ocasio Capo. He was a dancer and a barista. Stanley Almodovar was a pharmacy tech. His mom says he posted a video of himself on Snapchat, laughing and singing with a friend before driving to the club. The Orlando Sentinel is reporting that he was in the restroom when the shooting started. When he walked out, he was pushing people out of the way of the gunfire and ended up being shot in the chest. They say he died a hero. A GoFundMe account has now been set up. A page has been set up for the victims. You know, the goal initially was to raise $2 million. So far, more than $1.4 million has been collected. The medical examiners have released the names of 34 of the 49 people killed, as we heard earlier. Released those names, of course, to family members. And as we learn more about the victims, we are posting their stories on our website, news4jax.com. Just look under the home page. And it's just hard to fathom how gut-wrenching this must have been for families, for first responders and investigators. Think about this. They were hearing cell phones of the victims ringing while they were processing the scene and not able to answer them. You know, it had to have been their family members calling, trying to reach them, hoping that they were okay. Bruce?
Jen, thank you very much. There are several needs in this community. There is a need for food and water for first responders and those who are continuing to investigate this deadly shooting, the one that's being called the worst mass shooting in American history. There's a need for pet sitters to help with the victims' families and take care of their pets while they try and find out about their loved ones and try and make final preparations. There is also a dramatic need for blood because you've got a number of people who remain hospitalized and who need surgeries. And the request for blood has touched the people of Orlando and 120 miles up Interstate 4 and over Interstate 95 in Jacksonville. Channel 4's Ashley Harding is covering that part of the story.
Hey, Bruce. Yeah, we're here outside the Hyatt Hotel in downtown Jacksonville. There's already a line here. They've got the 2 mobile units open right here. That's a line right there. Well, actually, I should say 2 lines. There's one for each mobile unit there. Now, I was told this began as a mobile blood bank for the firefighters. They're actually upstairs in that hotel for a convention with other firefighters from around the state. But I went inside one of those trucks and take a look at that video that we shot from inside there. And I was told by someone working here that others can donate as well. They literally said to me, whatever you can give, we will take it. Obviously, there is still a shortage, so the need is here. I spoke to one man. He's not a firefighter, but felt the responsibility to help. And he tried donating yesterday, but had no luck, so he tried again this morning.
Tremendously shocked, and actually a bunch of people in my neighborhood were looking for a place to donate yesterday. I couldn't go yesterday, but so I came this morning. It's been actually probably about 10 or 12 years since I've donated blood.
And this was just the right time?
This was definitely the right time.
And here is what's needed. Blood donations type O negative, O positive, and AB plasma. One Blood says there are false reports circulating that some FDA rules are being lifted. Now, it says those reports are not true, and the Blood Center will follow all guidelines at all times. You can go to oneblood.org to find a location site. You can also call 1-888-9-DONATE to schedule an appointment. Now, again, if you have any information, if there's anything else you want to add to this, any kind of blood donations you want to give, there's lots of places open to do that right here in Jacksonville. We placed them all on our website, news4jax.com. Reporting live downtown, Ashley Harding, Channel 4, the local station.